want to touch on something that's, like we're not going to hate on anybody. We're not going to, but is there a line where, like a dad stops becoming a dad? Meaning like, we were saying like, okay, he's your dad. You must do this, this, and this, and this. But is there a point, right?
Honor thy father and
Yes.
mother.
At what point? Because here in the Philippines, we take it sometimes to the extreme.
Yeah.
Kahit abusado na yan, kahit he's
Okay.
embarrassing you, he treats you badly, he takes your money, he uses you as a personal retirement account. I'm just saying, there were extreme cases.
Sure.
But the answer is always, pero tatay mo pa rin yan.
Yeah.
At what point do we say?
What a brilliant segue into one of the things we were discussing, and that is current events. Are you referring, yes or no, to the incident that is happening between a wedding of
Sure.
Dennis
That's part of
Padilla?
it.
Can I
That's part
say
of
it? Yeah, sure.
It's not nothing personal against the guy. I mean, we're not here to judge the man. We're just saying,
No.
can that be a catalyst for this conversation? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So the situation itself, where's the line? Is there a line? Or is it honor thy father no matter what?
Oh yes, that you have two very strong traditional ways of thinking. The old school, traditional values that we still adhere to, but of course we live now in 2025. There are some things that are very archaic that need to be rewritten.
Toxic?
Right.
That's a good word. Yeah.
I think there's also how you define things. How do you define certain words? Honor doesn't necessarily mean accept no matter what, diba? It doesn't necessarily mean bayaan mo na yan, tigilan. Tatay mo naman yan eh, diba? Parang tanggapin mo na yan, tatay mo yan eh. That's not. I don't think that's also honor. Also, honor is, at least to me, parang honor is akin to respect, right? And at least how I grew up, respect is earned, not given, right? So there is, so I want to put this into like context, right? I created a community for dads, right? Because I know how hard it is to be a dad. Like, it's a hard gig, right? So I'm the last person who is going to judge anybody for their attempts.
Disclaimer.
Right, for their attempts at fatherhood,
Fair.
right? So I'm not interested. I'm not interested in judging anybody, right? I'm not interested in judging anybody. But also, pare naman. Like, puta naman.
Sponsored by Okawa Hot Seat.
I mean, sige, let's I don't know. So this whole Dennis Padilla issue, right? Like, my because it keeps popping up on my feed, and I'm like, oh God, like I think so. I think it's just tama lang naman na pag-usapan na natin to, because I think it's a good jump off point. It's really, I don't know if he's trolling at this point, but
It's coming across as that. It comes across to me as
it really looks like trolling. It really looks like trolling. But I mean, I'll say this, right? If you have, what is it? I think it's 7. He has 7 kids with 3 different women, right? And he has a problem seeing all of them. Like, he puts all their his letters to them or his messages to them on his social media. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you putting your business out in? You're a man. Like, don't do this. Like, buddy, Chong, parang huwag mo gawin. Please, di ba? Maawa ka sa mga anak mo, first. Second, it's like, there's a time and place for these things, right? And doing it through airing your dirty laundry for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Parang, and your kids, parang kawawa yung kids mo eh.
Yeah.
Kawawa yung kids mo. Parang, I really feel for for the children, and I guess my if you have trouble seeing all your 7 kids, like the common denominator there isn't the kids, diba? Parang, buddy, maybe there's something maybe you need to redefine your approach. Maybe there's some introspection that needs to be done, because doing this is not helping. Like, buddy, parang, like shift gears. Let's try something else.
Read
You know
the
what I
room.
mean? Yeah, read the fucking room.
So what do the
Diba?
kids do? I mean, are they justified in cutting off a person like that, or is it just boundaries? Just put your boundaries and just say,
That's a good question. I think you can. I think.
because for me, here's my line.
All right.
Yeah, I'll tolerate a lot. Obviously, if it's my parent, my
Yeah.
primary parent, I'll be like. But as soon as
Biological.
it starts to affect my children,
Right.
like maybe the example I can
Ooh,
use,
that's a-
it's a line for me because
That's a hard.
I talked a little bit about how it was very painful because I know it hurt my mom when I got close to my dad. I know that bothered her a lot. But what I had to tell my mom was, look, it's not about you, and number 2, I will carry whatever bags you want me to carry for you. That's my role as a son.
Right.
Even if some people disagree, it's okay. But I will not hand that down to my children. And that's
Right.
what I felt was being handed down. It's now borrowed hate to another generation that never even met him. That's not healthy. I'm sorry, but as a parent now, my defensive mechanisms are all up, and I need to take a stand.
Right.
Thankfully, my mother is not an unreasonable person. She's a wonderful person, so she understood this, But that would be my line. When it starts to, you can take as much as you can, but when it starts to affect your marriage, your children,
Right.
you gotta draw your line and say, I'm sorry, you may be my biological father, but this is already starting to affect my relationship with my new family
Right.
and that's where you have to defend that.
I think that's.
Do you have 2 cents here?
Well, I'm taking it from the surface element of it, and because I just got married 6 months ago, so the wedding is still fresh in my head. And
Right.
of course, let's talk about the wedding, because
Yeah.
that is the scene of the crime, as they say. And first and foremost, what I've been taught, and deservedly so, that is the bride's day. That is her day. She deserves it.
1,000%.
You can have it. Just tell us what to wear, where to show up. We'll
Right.
be there. The grooms and the groomsmen will be there. They deserve it. Let's just leave it at that. I mean, then common sense just takes over. Common decency just takes over.
Yeah.
I don't know the background of the family and their
Right, yeah.
relationships with each
Sure,
other, so
sure.
I'm just gonna take it from a surface view and
Yeah.
say, it's her call.
Yeah.
You can, if you were invited, and if that's as good as it gets, take that. Take
Yeah.
the invitation lang. Don't.
It's not about you.
It's not about you.
not about you,
Thank
buddy.
you. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
about you. And the Lorenzos, I don't know the
Barretos.
Barretos,
Yeah.
but the Lorenzos, I have had the pleasure of spending a weekend with them, with their family, when the kids were still young. Basti was still a kid, but
Nice.
this was in their farm in Del Monte in Bukidnon. I live in
Wow.
Mindanao. Yeah, we
Right.
did a shoot there for Game Plan, and they were generous enough to us to have our crew shoot just a weekend in Bukidnon, showing
Galing.
farm life.
Yeah.
And we were able to hang out with the family, the kids, and I swear to you, this family structure, when I finished shooting with them and spending a weekend with them, this was the blueprint on how to raise kids.
Beautiful.
Yes, they did it right. These kids were out there fishing, swimming, riding on horseback.
Yeah.
They were milking cows. They were tending to the gardens. They were hanging out with the gardeners and,
Right.
the plantation owners and the
Right.
workers, and just being kids.
Yeah.
And they were all very respectful of each other. Everything was a family. We were surrounded by the family, and at all times under the sun, wearing hats and just getting dirty with them. And yeah, again, I just love the fact how they were raised.
Yeah.
I never, I don't follow it, but this topic escaped from the niche that it was in, right? And it's now
Yes.
mainstream.
You're right.
You can't help it. You're like, You're on Lazada, it pops up. Hey, have you heard about the Dennis Padilla thing? I'm like, no, God. So it's one of those things that I haven't been following it, but have they been saying anything about it?
They're very private.
See, that's the way to handle
That's
it.
the way to handle it.
That's the way to handle it.
They're
I mean, it's
very
like
private.
they're the aggrieved party and they're just keeping quiet about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And
Class.
yeah, there are lessons. It's not the person we want to pick on, but the lessons that can be taken here are from a dad community is just, wow, a wedding, please. The wedding is sacred.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This is something that they dream about from, as a little
Oh,
girl.
yeah,
It's
for
not
sure.
a 5-year, 10-year thing. This is playing with Barbie dolls from a kid. Yeah.
Buddy, my 5-year-old, like, can I get married to you, Papa?
that's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, they think about that at that age. But to your
Yes.
point, Rove, like, it's about the bride.
Mm-hmm.
What she wants, that's her day. Like,
Yes.
it's the biggest day possibly in her life. And
There's certain things you just don't do.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
certain
You don't
things you
propose
just
at somebody else's wedding.
that is the tackiest shit ever.
Don't make demands of why you're not in the entourage
Right.
while you're at the wedding.
So, so this happened to my best friend. No, one of my best friends. Day of his wedding. The bride's, so his wife's dad shows up. Okay. So he's there for like the photo shoots. He's there, he's mingling around, right? But the problem is so the wife's, tama ba? The wife's parents were separated na. So he had remarried and then the mother had remarried. So it was the first time I think it was the first time makikita ulit yung parents nung wife niya. And they just don't like each other. Like you could, it was palpable. That was what we saw. It was palpable. And so what happened was, I think the mother-in-law made a snide remark towards the dad, and buddy, the dad. Okay, so he was supposed to walk her down the aisle. He left.
Wow.
He left, bro. He left because his feelings got hurt.
Oh my gosh.
He left.
Right.
He didn't walk her down the aisle. He didn't show up for the reception. He just left.
Wow. Ghosted.
No, the host looked for him for the father-daughter dance.
No.
And silence. No. Oh, I was like, seryoso ba to? Like,
See, how do you go back and fix that? That's a once in a lifetime.
pare,
Wala na.
wala na. Diba? Wala na. Paano mo ayusin yan? Sige nga. Diba? And from stories, what I hear, like, didn't cross his mind. Or no remorse, no, alam mo yun, parang, fucking clue in, buddy. Alam mo yung,